Prague is a 1,200-year-old city preserved in time, and unlike other Central European capitals, it was not bombed during the 20th century wars. The Jewish Museum is located at the end of this street. Well, as you can see, we are at the famous Old Town in Prague. The best known treasures in Prague, such as the Old Town's astronomical clock, was built in 1410 and once the envy of all of Europe. The Harachani Castle is said to be the biggest castle in the world, at about 570 meters in length and an average of about 130 meters wide. Harachani was an independent borough until 1784, when the 4 independent boroughs that had formerly constituted Prague were proclaimed a single city. The Cathedral of St. Vitus Wenceslaus and Adabok, is a Roman Catholic metropolitan cathedral in Prague. Up to 1997, the cathedral was dedicated only to St. Vitus and is only commonly named only as St. Vitus Cathedral. The cathedral is an excellent example of Gothic architecture and is the biggest and most important church in the country, located within Prague Castle and containing the tombs of many Bohemian kings and Holy Roman emperors.
When you're in this kind of situation, you're all alone, miserable, because you want to go home, then your boss is more.
The Czechs have their way of fun where food, drinks and traditions are coming together. On long rows of tables we were served the traditional hearty Czech cuisine where the drinks flow and the laughter goes. On the small stage, musicians will play on the hammered dulcimer, the fujara and the bagpipe, all part of their musical heritage. The performers in their traditional costumes will treat us with local dances and their folk songs from Bohemia, Moravia, and Slovakia. The Charles Bridge, or in Czech language it is called Karun Most, is an historic bridge that crosses the Vltava River in Prague. Its construction started in 1357 and finished in the beginning of the 15th century.
It's like putting the national flag in it.
In 1517, Emperor Maximilian I remarked that Regensburg surpasses every German city with its outstanding and vast buildings. Fortunately, little has changed since then, and the city can now boast no less than 1,300 listed buildings of historic interest. Regensburg is a city now more than 2,000 years old, and its lanes and alleys contain many fascinating houses from many eras. About 20 mansions have high towers built by noble families to emphasize their status. It is thus hardly surprising that in 2006, the whole of the old city has been declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Wenn ich auf hohen Bergen stehe, wird mir ums Herz so wohl. Ich schau ins tiefe Tal hinab ins schöne Land Tirol. Ich seh die weißen Nebel ziehen, die Sonne scheint ins Gwent. Tiroler Land, mein Heimatland, ich lieb dich ohne End. Um Verdruss, um keinen Streit der Welt, solang auf meinen sicheren Schuss ein Gamsbock runterfällt. Die Berge sind mein Gotteshaus, der Jodler mein...
Deep in your soul says you are half, now you're whole, and no more hunger or thirst, but first be a person who needs people.
Mondsee is a town in the Schoklapok district in the Austrian state of Upper Austria, located on the shore of the Lake Mondsee. The town is home to the historic medieval Mondsee Abbey. The cloister church was used for the site of the wedding in the Sound of Music. Transkurgen, the name of the quaint town, located on a narrow peninsula on the west bank of the Transsee, could hardly be more picturesque. The lovely scene is overlooked by the medieval chapel of St. John the Baptist. Apart from its lovely setting and lakeside walk, Transkurgen's most famous site is to be found inside its 17th century parish church. The so-called fisherman's pulpit was carved in 1753 and actually has the form of a boat. The scene depicted is the miraculous draught of fishes. James and John without a beard can be seen hurtling in the net bursting with fish. At the rear, Peter is kneeling before Christ. Mel is the city of Austria, in the federal state of Lower Austria, next to the Wachau Valley along the Danube. Mel has a population of 5,257. It is best known as the site of a massive Baroque Benedictine monastery named Mel Abbey.
On higher ground, which was a safer area during the time of flooding. And the church basically was, in general, the oldest stone building.
Ever since the era of Maria Theresa, the Graben with its 17th century plate column has been a stately boulevard, flanked by palaces in styles ranging from Baroque to Art Nouveau from around 1900.